All right. So I saw a video where Professor Patutomi was attacking Nigerian journalists about us about on the issue that they tend to always ask very stupid questions. And for some reason, I agree with him a whole lot. But then, I think it's not in any other person's place to call out the media and the kind of questions they could ask, right? Because that could just be a way of gagging the media and whipping them into line to only ask certain questions that you think are favorable to you, right? To maintain the constitutional role the media has been assigned, being the fourth estate of the realm, I think it's best to leave the media to self-correct. I'm not saying you shouldn't point out when they do things right or wrong. In fact, they also need to be checked the way they are supposed to check the other arms of government. But it's not in a way where you tend to want to dictate what the agenda should be. It's their role to determine the agenda. So, for instance, if Pastor Tony was vexed about some people being labeled as disgruntled or as factions when he felt they shouldn't have been labeled, I think he should just let some other media house run a different narrative, right? And again, even if we're to go by Pat Tomi's example, the courts have now ruled that the PDP convention in Ibadan, for instance, was null and void. So INEC now had to bring down the name of the winners from that convention and put back the names of the other faction. So imagine if the media house had concluded that because those were the names on the INEC portal and those were the ones that the court recognized at the time, that they were the authentic PDP excuses. So where would we be now? So I think labeling people as disgruntled is not such a big deal. I've heard Nigerian media houses and journalists say very ridiculous things, and I agree that they have a whole lot to do to get better, but not the kind of example that Professor Patutomi gave. I think that example was just a way to gag them or to whip them into line, into asking only certain questions. It's sort of like bullying them to take only certain stands that are favorable to some other people. But then let me know what you think.